What's going on, guys? Doing a quick unboxing today as usual, but I wanted to kind of give you a little background. And this is that's an iMac there, so this is like my little station that I get work done at. And as you can see, as much as I try to keep it neat, well, it's probably not that obvious that I try to keep it neat. And the truth is, I probably don't try to keep it neat. But one thing that does bug me is these wires. And that is something I'm kind of having a solution for by unboxing today. And you can see another hard drive right there. That's a red Toshiba hard drive. 3 terabyte. I'll be doing an unboxing of that too soon. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you're trying to plug in about, you know, couple of hard drives and some peripheral stuff, you know, your cords for your iPad and your iPhone or whatever, and just all sorts of computery things. So this is a pretty typical thing, and look at how you have to use so many surge protectors just to get a normal, or just to get everything to plug in regularly. And if you do have this problem, this is actually a really quick tip, but this is one of my favorite surge protectors for power bricks, and I do not know the name of it, but it looks like a squid or an octopus, and that might be the name. But you can see how many of those they call them bricks, or there's another name for them, I totally forgot. But obviously, when you're using these things, one thing plugged in can plug up about, you know, 3 or 4 or even more holes than that. So if you really want to get the more use out of this and try to have access to all those plugs, you're probably going to need something like this. However, there are solutions where you can just get like a very tiny extension cord, just this cord piece, and plug in a bunch of these. These are sold on Amazon and eBay. Just plug in a bunch of those cords out to that, and then plug your brick into kind of like a very tiny extension cord, usually like about 12 inches or so. Not sure if that makes sense to you, but these wires that are coming off this, like the tentacles of the squid or whatever, these tentacles can be bought separately in packs of 5 and stuff like that from Amazon, and then you just plug them in to the brick like that, and then that will allow you to have this configuration. So you don't have to really go out and look for this one exactly. If you're willing to spend, I think, about $15 to $17, you can just buy these little tiny extension cords and get the same effect. However, just to show you what's going on, since I got you close up here and everything, this is how these hard drives are set up. I mean, look at all these wires, and I mean, how do you even plug them into a Mac when you only have, you know, 4 USB ports? So one of the things you need is a USB hub, which is not really quite visible, but is right behind that hard drive, where you see a bunch of these wires sticking out here. There's I have like about a 8-way splitter, and it's called a hub, and you can plug in a bunch of USB devices into a single port by using something like that. The ones that I do have, since I have to go through a hub, would transform the USB 3.0 speed of my hard drive down to USB 2.0, which would mean slower speeds on data transfers and stuff like that. Hopefully that makes sense and you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about. But when you have a high-speed thing going through a slow-speed thing, you're only going to be as fast as your slowest thing in the chain, if that makes sense. So, like how they say you're only as strong as your weakest link. It's kind of the same principle there. So, to remedy that, or to kind of help with that, I got this thing to kind of give me more flexibility and stuff like that. That is the USB hub right there, and you can see it's got two white iPhone Apple plugs sticking out right here, and then a bunch of these hard drives are plugged into there, and then this basically gives like one plug to plug into your computer, so that you're only taking up one spot instead of, I mean, there's no way I could plug in all that stuff any other way. And also, you're going to probably want this hub to be externally powered. That means you're probably going to have to plug a brick up into the USB hub in order for it to help power all these devices. Otherwise, you'll be really limited in what you're allowed to use. And now, this is what I'm unboxing today. It came from Groupon, and I'm not sure if this is still available on Groupon, but I got it for $30, $29.99. And I think it's going to be something that a lot of people are kind of looking for. So I'm going to probably put my monitor on top of it, but what it's called is an Accessory Geeks iBoard. I feel like that's the name of it. Either way, we're going to unbox it and I'll show you. I just wanted to show you that it did come from Groupon, and honestly, out of all the stuff that I bought for this holiday season, Black Friday included and all that stuff, this is one of the things that I'm more excited about. I obviously got hard drives as well, but this is kind of this is probably just a receipt, and well, it has a price of $0 on there, but I'm quite sure that I paid $29.99 to Groupon while using certain cashback websites to get a certain percentage off that way as well. And I think I also used the Discover holiday cashback thing where they do like 5% on certain purchases, so it all helps add up. Okay, so here it is. Let's get rid of that. So I'm going to basically go and set up this whole thing again because I don't want it to be like this. And this kind of gives me two hubs. If you can see from this picture here, you have 1, 2, 3 on this side, and either way I kind of got it for the glass look of it, so I can put it on this glass table and kind of have it match. Not that. It's called the iBoard desk organizer. If you can see it, it says I, or like an exclamation point, ROO. But I'm pretty sure this is sold by a company called Accessory Geeks. That might be one word. Specifications: it's an iBoard made of glass, tempered crystal glass, and the frame is ABS. I think that's a type of plastic. It gives its dimension in millimeters, which is 569 by 213 by 90 if you are interested. 1.6 kilograms, and made in Korea. Mac compatible, Windows compatible, all that good stuff. Alright, so let us open up, see what we got here. Video or edit it, but if I don't edit it, sorry. So it looks like there is some assembly required. Glass piece right here. It's got some plastic on the edges, some black plastic here. And I believe you can get this in white or black plastic. Not too concerned with fingerprint smudges and stuff like that, since this is glass, you know that's going to happen. And it's easy to wipe off. It's got these black lines which are not grooves, so they're just kind of painted on here, these little black lines. They are not grooves. So that's a quick description of that. And here were the legs. They were in this plastic as well. It takes the USB. There's actually two USB outputs here. Not quite sure why two. Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. I believe this is USB 2.0, so this will slow down your stuff. You don't want to use it on a 3.0 thing, but it's good for accessories and stuff like that. And this leg is plain, no USB things. It does have some rubber stuff for anti-skid, but probably a very easy installation. All you do is just fit the glass into the grooves here, and then you're good to go. And it does not look like it's externally powered, which is kind of funny. So I don't know how I'm going to have to set this up, if I'm going to have to use this hub here before or after, since this one is externally powered. So that's the thing. Oops. That's the box, and here is how this would look. And it's already a little bit awkward because this wire here is kind of hindering these legs from going down, but I think with time and with weight on this thing it will probably just hang normally. But you can see it's a little bit stressed here because of the angle of where it bends, this wire. Hopefully that makes sense. And here we go. It came with absolutely no instructions, no assembly information. Not that you would really need it. And it looks like these don't fit in here deeper than you think they would, and actually it looks like you're probably supposed to slide it in. So let's try that instead. So I tried pressing it in now, but I can see these little arrows here, so I'm going to just see if it prefers to be slid in, and yes, it can go fit a lot better into the grooves if you slide it instead. And that's how it fits. You just kind of try to get it to a central spot to where you like it, and it does look like it will go nicely with a glass table, something like that. By no means is this a fancy desk. It also looks like you slide in both legs on opposite ways. Like I did the other leg in the opposite direction. And now I'm kind of starting to learn what these little black lines are for. They're not grooves like I said before, but I think they're just there to eyeball where the center of this thing is, because there's nothing stopping it, telling you, okay, you slid it into position. No, you can slide it all the way through. So I think the black lines are more for just kind of eyeballing and measurement. That's how it looks. This is probably the more geeky side, the one that you want to know about more. And that's the 3 USBs right there. I kind of was hoping that this would be externally powered, but it's not. Which means you're not going to be getting like heavy duty usage out of it. And here is this part. Still not sure why there are 2 of these. I wonder if it's to make it go to 2 computers, maybe? Or maybe this, oh, no, that doesn't make sense either. I'm not sure, and since this doesn't come with instructions, I guess I'll just have to experiment and find out for myself. So I hope this has been helpful, and I'll try to maybe throw a pic up of the final look of the whole thing when it's all put together. Take care.